For the third time in a few weeks, firecrackers and smoke darken the sky in Brussels' EU quarter. The concessions given to them by the EU so far have not been enough for these farmers, particularly the youngest among them.
Young people have a lot of expenses, so are most in need of fair income. For the moment, they don't have it.
This anger could push these young people to move away from the traditional vote of the agricultural elect.
It's clear that it was more centre-right or even right-wing. But here, all the cards are reshuffled, and we don't know who the farmers will turn to. But there is clearly a distrust of the parties who were in power for a certain number of years and who had agriculture within their prerogatives.
Especially since, for several months in the European Parliament, far-right parties have been moving into traditional territory of the right by casting themselves as the spokespeople for farmers.
I've come to tell you about the distress of those who feed us.
But for this Belgian farmer, there's no way he would cast his vote for the far right. 18 months ago, he took over 25% of his family's farm and encountered many difficulties. Despite that, the solutions advocated by certain groups don't seem to be the right ones to him.
It's a speech we hear very often at demonstration, where we demand a radical increase in prices. For me, these are somewhat empty words. Forcing changes to a market risks unbalancing everything.
The embrace of state interventionism has been an ideological evolution for certain far-right groups.
Very clearly, in the 80s, we had far-right groups, typically the National Front in France, which were more of a neoliberal trend, but they have evolved their discourse on a set of elements because it's an opportunity to capitalize on societal unease and perhaps further broaden their electoral base.
The far-right's other target is the environmental measures of the European Green Deal, which remain at the heart of the debate despite already being significantly watered down recently by the EU.